Yeah, what's up? Hello, you guys. Welcome back to Couch Call, episode 5. Now, I want to say before we get this started, I have allergies. Because of the allergies, my asthma is worse. And I've been up since 5 p.m. It is right now 10 a.m. So, you do the math. I've been up for a while. So, if I sound out of breath, you can hear me breathing, or I forget stuff and fumble my words. That is why. So, we got some stuff to talk about. First thing I want to talk about, Seth gave me the album The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess to review. This is by Chappell Roan. I still don't know how to say her name. Gosh. It has 14 songs. Now, just like I did with the Tortured Poets department, I did make a list of each song and my favorite lyric from each song, okay? Now, this is like a very upbeat album. It does have some songs that are kind of sadder, but like, it's really upbeat. So because of that, I put it in my playlist, all but 3 songs, I think. And so I like them all. Would I recommend them to everyone? Yes. Would I listen to it all the time, though? No. Like, it's not my type of music. If I'm in a good mood, I will pick it, though. But I'm never in a good mood. I listen to sad music all the time. That's my cup of tea. So, because of that, we're gonna list the songs that I feel like talking about. So, first we'll talk about the bad. I didn't really like Pink Pony Club, Naked in Manhattan, and Guilty Pleasure. I don't even think I added it to my playlist, like I said earlier. Not my vibe. Sorry. Now, my fave, and people are gonna be like, this is a pet peeve of mine, actually. People are gonna be like, oh my god, you're so basic. Of course you like that song. It's trending everywhere. I'm like, why do you think the song was trending? Was I crooked that whole time, guys? Guys, why didn't you tell me? Anyway, why do you think the song was trending in the first place? It's trending because it's good. That's like one of my problems. I don't know. It's like, even if I like artists, just because I found them from this one song, doesn't matter. That's like people when they were hating on Harry fans for being fake fans because they found him through As It Was. Come on. I'm saying this as a girly who's been a Harry fan since 2011 when he was in One Direction. Like, are you glad that your artist is growing? Does it make it harder to get tickets? Yes, it does. That's kind of annoying. But, like, you should be happy your artist is growing. Whatever. So, my favorite. Did I even say what song was my favorite before I went on that tangent? No. Okay. My favorite song was Casual. I believe Casual was track 5. Let's see. Casual was track 5. Okay. My favorite lyric from that is, I thought you thought better. I thought you thought of me better. Someone you couldn't lose. You said we're not together. Okay. Now, the reason why that was my favorite is because that one kind of seems the saddest. Even though it's like still upbeat, which is my vibe. I like the upbeat, sad songs. But it's so real. Like, it's about a guy she's doing all this stuff with, and like, or maybe it's about a girl. I don't know if she says any pronouns in it. She's doing all this stuff with, very clearly relationship stuff. But then he's going off and he's telling people it's casual. And he's saying all this stuff about her. And she's like, is it casual now? Oh, so good. And I don't care if it's the one that's trending, okay? I didn't listen to it until I reviewed this. I heard this snippet of it on TikTok and I was like, oh, that's cool. But I didn't listen to it because I thought it was a lesbian song and I was like, it's good, but like, whatever. I'm not going to relate to it, so I'm not lesbian. But I am bisexual. case you wanted to know. But I did listen to it because of, obviously, I listened to the whole album. I liked that one the most. I really liked it. Now, I will say, I do think it kind of sounded like this isn't a read. This isn't like this is a good thing. It sounded kind of like drag queen music. Like it's just so gay in a good way. Like obviously in a good way, but it's so like I'm trying to think of. I'm trying to think of how to describe it. It's like I feel like I would hear it on RuPaul. I feel like I would go into a gay bar and it would be playing. Like it's that kind of vibe because I think she's bisexual. I don't know. I don't want to. Just from her songs, it sounds like she might be bisexual, but or pansexual, whatever. But that doesn't really matter. But it was so gay pop, and I loved it. But as I said, I like sad songs. So okay, next I want to talk about. I finally finished Harry Potter. Yes, yes, I know. Hold your applause. Hold your applause. Okay, okay. As you guys know, if you did watch, unless this is your first thing you're watching of me, if you did watch the last podcast, I have been reading Harry Potter series for 2 years, okay? And you might be like, oh god. Or you might be like, oh, that's normal. I think I should take as much time as I need to read a book. I should not be pressured at all to finish a book series in the amount of time. I feel that way by my sister. I'm calling you out, Alexis. She is like, oh my god, it's taking you so long to finish that. And like every time I mention it, she's like, oh my god, you're actually reading it? And I'm like, yeah, because I'm not going to read a book when I don't want to read the book. But I did for this one because I felt pressured to finish it, which I'll talk about a little bit later. But I finally finished it. So first I'm going to give you a review of Goblet of Fire. What? No. Of Deathly Hallows. I'm not going to give a review of each book in depth because I read them so long ago that I could not tell you. Okay? But first we're going to talk about Deathly Hallows. It was so good. I gave it 5 stars. It did take me 2 weeks to finish it. Yes, okay? It did not take me 2 weeks to finish it because I didn't want to read it or it wasn't interesting or slow or anything like that. It took me 2 weeks to read it because I could not focus enough to read it because of the situation I was in while I was trying to read. Okay, so what really surprised me was the Percy redemption arc. Is that how you word it? Because it always surprised me in the books when you read like it's throughout slowly the whole book. You see Percy getting more and more like farther away from the family and going towards the ministry. Obviously, he worked in the ministry and like feeling the beliefs that the ministry felt, whereas like all the other Weasleys were obviously on Harry's side and all this stuff. And so the whole time I was like, dang, because that doesn't really happen in the movies from what I know of. So reading that in the book, that was one thing I was surprised about. But then we get a redemption arc, and I'm not gonna say spoiler warning for these. It's Harry Potter. They've been out for years. If you get mad at me for spoiling it, go on. But in the like halfway through, maybe towards the end, I don't know. We get a Percy redemption, and he comes back to the good side, and it's like a whole thing. And then Fred dies literally like a chapter, not even a chapter later, I think. And it was like, oh, they just rekindled. Oh my god. I'm gonna be honest, I've said it in my vlog. Fred and George annoy me. They don't annoy me in the books. Like, actually, in the books, I was like, these are actually like tolerable people. Oh my god. Like, I kind of like them. They're funny. In the movie, they are so insufferable to me, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the actors or what, but I could not stand them in the movie. Oh my gosh. So, like, I never really cried over the deaths. I also didn't cry when reading it, but it was a little bit sadder reading it. I almost cried though when Lupin died. It's like, even though I know these deaths are coming, it's still sad when, like, obviously it's expressed more in the book, like the feelings he has and all that stuff. But I will say, I read all these books, okay? I don't think I cried on any of these books besides when Hedwig died. When Hedwig died, I have actual tears. Also, Dobby died, and that I was really sad about, and I almost cried. But, like, it was like anytime you mentioned Hedwig after Hedwig had died, I felt like a pain. And I was like, oh my god, oh my god, I'm like, please don't cry. Please don't cry. Please. So, it's so good. That's my whole review of that book. Now, as a whole, I'm going to go through all of the movies and I'm going to tell you what I rank them, okay? Now, first, I'm going to tell you how I rank them, okay? Meaning how I rank my books. So, now I am looking to get my Goodreads up for you guys. I do have to hide a couple books because y'all need to know all of my information. Anyway, so you guys will be able to see all this stuff, okay? Don't mind my tablet. I'm reading these off. Okay. So first, it starts with The Sorcerer's Stone. That book I gave 4 stars. Oh, wait. I'm doing this all wrong. Rewind. How I rank my books. Okay. Now, I actually have this in my Goodreads account. Like, it says how I give, like, what each ranking means. If that makes sense. I'm trying to explain it. Okay. Like I said, I'm working to get my Goodreads up for you guys. So 1 star means DNF. Because I'm not gonna just ignore the book. I need to rank it or I will forget that I started that book. So 1 star is DNF. Did not finish. Could not finish for the life of me. 2 was I finished it, but it was not for me. Like, I was like, no. So it was good enough to finish it, but not good. If that makes sense. Number 3 is what I put most of my books. You will go on my Goodreads and find almost all of my books are 3 stars, okay? That is good, but nothing crazy. Okay? So, like, if it gets past 3, you know it was good for me, okay? Now, 4 stars is yes, okay? I love this book. Now, what separates yes 4 to 5 in love? Yes 4 is this is really good. I love this book. 5 is I think about this book still all the time. Like, it's been, like, for example, Binding 13 was a 5 star for me, okay? I think about Binding 13 all the time. That whole series. I think about it all the time. Haunting Adeline? Yeah, I gave it a 5 star. Did I change it to 4? Maybe. I don't know. I can't remember quite. Can't quite remember. But I think about it all the time. I like the book so much that I actually remember stuff about it, which is crazy for me because I forget everything. So that's how you know. Okay, that's my ranking. Okay? So now that I gave you that ranking, you kind of understand my mind a little bit and how it goes. As I said, Sorcerer's Stone, I gave 4 stars. It kind of gave me, like, I read this one also during the summer, so that kind of, like, oh, it was it was such a vibe. It really was. I read it in the summer with, like, my TV playing music and, like, my window open. I was living life at that time, okay? And so then book number 2 is Chamber of Secrets. I also gave that 4 stars. So you already seen here, they're good and I love them, okay? And then you get to Prisoner of Azkaban, okay? Prisoner of Azkaban, give you a little details. The movie version, never liked it. It was my least favorite movie. And then after that was Order of Phoenix. Oh my god, I'll talk about that later. So Prisoner of Azkaban, I never liked it. I thought it was boring, only because I didn't understand some parts. So like in some parts it got confusing, and I feel like the movie is like, the stuff happens, you get halfway through the movie and you think it's done, and then all this other stuff happens. So I feel like it's kind of slow. It's kind of a slow movie. I don't know, in my opinion. If you don't believe that, that's fine. But to me, it was slow, and I was confused by it, specifically by Peter Pettigrew, and I was like, what? And I was confused by like, he chopped off a finger, but how is he a rat? And now I know, looking back, I am dumb for being confused by it. Okay? I was dumb, and I should have used my brain a little bit better. But, but I was dreading reading this book. But okay, I was dreading it, but I was also excited. So, like, I was dreading it because, as I said, I was confused. And I was like, I didn't like the movie. So I was like, how am I going to like this book? And as you heard, I give the other ones 4 stars. So I was like, I was loving the series. I was like, this is where it's going to go downhill for me. And I was dreading it, but I was also excited to read it because I was like, okay, this book is going to make me understand. And boy, did it make me understand. This book was so good. I think I read it in 2 days. I might be wrong. It's the one I read the fastest, okay? And I was literally so into this book that I was taking my Kindle, like, at family dinner. I was reading at family dinner with my Kindle, which, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. I should have paid attention to, like, family dinner. But I was reading on my Kindle, like, clicking real quick. Like, I was into it. So I gave that one 5 stars. I think about that one all the time. It's kind of like click. Like, whenever I read the other ones, I was like, okay, I get it. But whenever I read that one, I was like, oh, I really get it now. I got the Harry Potter movies being big, but reading the books, that was when it clicked. I was like, oh, I get it. Yes, I get it. Okay. So enough about that one. Okay. Next, you have Goblet of Fire. Yeah, I give that one 4 stars. That one I was second most excited for. It disappointed me a little bit. Like, it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be, but it was still really good, if that makes sense. Now, after the Goblet of Fire, you have Order of Phoenix. Now, if you guys have seen the movies at all, you know how insufferable Umbridge is. I do not like that movie because she is so insufferable, and I think it's a kind of slow movie, to be honest. So now that one's my least favorite movie. It used to be Prisoner of Azkaban. I've changed my mind since because I now understand. Okay? So Order of Phoenix is so insanely boring, and so I knew it going into the book. I knew it. I was like, okay, I think the movie's boring. The book's gonna be boring. And it was. It was boring. It was boring. Okay. Now, that one I gave 3 stars too. I didn't give it 2 because even though it was boring, it was still Harry Potter. So like there were parts I was like, oh yeah, because it's magic and like I like hearing like his friends and all that stuff. So that's why. Sorry, my voice is like going in and out. Okay, sorry about it. Okay, I look like I'm Joey. Joey. I look like I'm JoJo Siwa after she just sang Traitor because I'm so red. Anyway, so after Order of Phoenix, you get Half-Blood Prince. This is another story. If you can't literally tell from here, I am a Draco Malfoy fan, okay? I really started to get into Draco Malfoy a couple of years ago because I fell in love with Tom Felton. Oh my god. I did like the Harry Potter, but like I had a whole Tom Felton phase. Oh my god, it was insane. So I got into all that, And then one of the main reasons why I wanted to read the Harry Potter books, aside from the obvious, I love the movies, so I read the Potter books specifically after I liked Jacob Malfoy, so I can get to know him a little bit better. Which, yeah, I know, he's not in the book that much. So, but I wanted to get to know him a little bit better, so I was really excited because Half-Blood Prince is, in hindsight, is that the word? My favorite movie from the series. Like, whenever I think of it all together, like, it's probably actually the last movie because it has all the stuff in it. But, like, I don't know how to describe this, but my favorite is Half-Blood Prince because it's Draco and you're learning all about him and everything. So, I was dreading this book. That's why I took such a long sorry, I got hiccups. I took such a long break in between Order of Phoenix and Half Blood Prince because I was like, okay, this is the moment I've been waiting for. This this is it. Okay? So I was disappointed. It was not good. I was bored. So that one did get 3 stars as well. Now, as you know, next is definitely Hallows. 5 stars. I already told all that. Now, I am like already wanting to read them all again because, as I said, it took me 2 years to finish it because I took breaks in between it so much, and I kind of want to read them all again, and give them all a second chance, reading them all like one after the other, like really quick. And I found this YouTube channel. I've already watched some of their stuff before, but it's this channel called ASMR Weekly, and they do ambiance videos, and it's mainly about Harry Potter. So obvious, I've, I've watched their stuff before, but I found out that he does specific books too. Like he has a playlist for almost I think all of the books, Harry Potter Harry Potter books. These hiccups are gonna kill me. Gosh. So I found one for the Deathly Hallows. And I'm not just talking one little ambiance video. He has a playlist of like 14 videos, hour-long videos. And so they go kind of with the theme of almost every chapter. It's like not every chapter, but like almost. And so I found that I found that halfway through the last one, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" So now I want to watch. I want to read all of them and watch those as I go through the books. Okay. So I really want to do that. Now, my next book, I said in the last one, I wanted to start Redeeming 6 because Taming 7 had just came out. But I've actually decided I'm not going to start that yet because the the version of Taming 7 that I want to buy is like a special edition because I have for the first 2 books of the series, I have the ones with the color. And then the second 2 of the book series, I have I have the one with the people on it. So the next one I want to buy a completely different version so that it doesn't match it at all because it's a completely different couple. I know to some of you guys that read books, that's crazy. You want all the same editions, but because of the way I had to buy it, they're different. So now I want each couple to have their own edition, if that makes sense. So anyway, because I want a different edition, it's a little bit more expensive. It's like $16 or something, and I don't want to pay that right now for a book. So I am hoping to buy that soon, but not yet. So I'm gonna wait to read the next one. It is. I want to mention, I do have an Amazon wish list that I just put in my link, and that book is on it. And I'm just gonna tell you guys about this because my birthday is coming up soon, and if you guys want to spoil, that's okay. I you guys want to spoil, you can. But if you don't, that's okay. So, just letting you guys know that is there. Now, because I can't read Taming 7, I can, but I'm gonna wait. I think my next read is gonna be Midnight Sun. Midnight Sun is the last of the Twilight series. Now, Midnight Sun is connected to it all, but you do not have to read Midnight Sun. Midnight Sun, from what I know, is Edward's perspective of the whole entire franchise. Like throughout their whole entire relationship, it's Edward's perspective. You don't learn anything, like, it's not something you have to read, basically. You don't have to read it, okay? But of course, I'm gonna read it. Now, this book is like this big. It's huge. It is the biggest one in the series. It's gonna take a while to read, so I need to get on that, but it is the last. So it'll be another series finished off. Now, whenever I read books that are like this kind of like this big like series, like this big like whole universe, I like to really put myself in it. So like Harry Potter, I like to wear like my Slytherin bow and like my Slytherin colors. You know, Twilight, I like to wear the Bella Swan outfit, the little low cut neck with the tank top peeking out, and like the flare jeans with the Converse, like all of it. And then I have a little Twilight phone case and put my lock screen as Twilight. Like, I like to do the whole thing. So, like, I'm for sure gonna do that for Twilight if I continue reading and finish Midnight Sun. And also, you guys might have seen in the video, my room is very Twilight themed. I have twinkle lights. I have a tapestry of a forest that's for Twilight. I have vines. I have a purple bed sheet. And I've got like Twilight on my wall. So like it's a whole vibe. It's a whole vibe. So I really need to finish the books. Now, I think I gave most of the books 4 stars. I might be wrong though. I do not remember. It was a little bit ago. But I think I'm gonna read that next. I've as I stated earlier, I don't know if I did on my podcast, but I did for sure on my vlog. I for a while couldn't read at work because of like the work situation. I was stressed trying to pay attention to work and read. So I didn't read at work for a hot second. But I figured it out. So now at work I've got like the windows open. I've got a little radio playing in the background and I've got my little book lamp and I got ambiance going on and it is so comfortable and that's how I sped through the last of this Harry Potter book and I was just sitting there reading for hours and hours and it was so fun. So I'm for sure gonna do that for Twilight and hopefully I finished it quicker than I finished Harry Potter because as I said in the last podcast, I am very behind on my books for the year. Now I know it is not life and death. I do not have to finish my book goal. Okay, I know that. I want to. I want to. So I need to get going with that. But that's enough for reading. Let's talk about what I'm watching. Okay? Right now, I am watching RuPaul. I'm actually on All Stars. I'm on season 6. I'm on literally like episode 2. Okay? I They've got the girl. Is her name Tatiana? What's her name? Her name might be Tatiana. Where the iconic scene from Untucked, where they're all like ganging up against this one girl because she was like saying that they all talked ratchet and everything, and how they need to learn how to speak right. So rightfully so, they were like ganging up on her. That girl is in this season. Anyway, maybe she redeems herself. I don't know. But so before that season, I'm watching them in like chronological order, okay? So before that it was season, I don't remember. Gosh, 14 maybe. Let's just say 14. Maybe season 14 of RuPaul's Drag Race, and it is the one with Gottmik. Y'all tell me Gottmik didn't win? What do you mean Gottmik didn't win? I was actually in shock. Like, whenever I watched the, like, finale, I just skimmed through to the winning, and I was like, I'm not even gonna watch it because I know she wins. But then I Googled it to make sure, and whenever I saw that she didn't win, I was like, now the girl who won, I can't remember her name. It's like a one name thing, so I can't remember right now. Plus, I'm tired. I can't remember. I don't even remember who got second place. I can't remember. She deserved it too. But I love Gottmik. Oh my gosh. That brings me into the next thing. Gottmik is gonna be on the new All Stars season. Season 9. Oh my gosh, she's gonna be in it. She's gonna be in it. And then the other two I put down that I wanted to talk about. Nina West and Roxy's gonna be in it too. Now, I think Nina West is kind of like, some people like her, some people don't. But I think I like her. I think she's funny. So, and then Roxy's obviously like huge. Like, it's always a little bit drama, you know? So, I'm very excited. And they're doing it for charity. That's new. That's really cool. But Gottmik's gonna be in it. And if Gottmik doesn't win this, it's like if Gottmik doesn't win, Roxy or Nina better win. Okay, but I also don't want to say that because the one thing that always kind of happens with All Stars is you watch this whole season of these drag queens, and you're either like, oh, I don't think I like this girl, or you're like, oh, I love this girl, and then you go and she goes on All Stars, and your opinion could completely switch from that season. Like, I try to think, Ginger Min is a good example of this, in my opinion. Oops, in my opinion, because Ginger Minj, I like Ginger Minj when she was in Drag Race, okay? And then she went on All Stars. And she's iffy. I'm talking about the first season of All Stars she was in. She was iffy. Like, I think she was like trying to stir up drama. I can't exactly remember what she did, but I do remember I was shocked by how different she was in that season. And I think in the second season of All Stars she was in, she even admitted that she was like kind of like flaky or whatever. Something like that. But that's why I'm like, I'm scared to sit here and say I hope this person wins or this person wins, because my opinion could change on them. I don't think my opinion will change on Gottmik. To be honest, I love her. I love Gottmik. So, like, you know, we will see if my opinion changes on that. Speaking of that, I was wondering, as I said, I'm on season. What season did I say I was on? Season 6 of All Stars, okay? So I have three, two, two more to go, three more, if you're including the season I'm on, of All Stars to go through, and I think two of Drag Race to get through. Okay? So I have 5 seasons to get through until the new one comes out on May 17th, I believe. I might be wrong on that date. Now, my goal is to get through all of those seasons so that I can watch the new one as it comes out. Would you guys be interested in me sitting down and talking with you each podcast how I felt about that episode? What do you guys think about that? I thought about doing that. If I'm hoping I can get them all done in time. There's a lot of seasons and there's a lot of episodes in them, and they're all like hour long. So that might not be achievable, and I don't want to watch them out of order. So maybe what I'll do is, if I have to wait a minute, I can wait a minute and just talk about all those episodes in one podcast and then keep going as whatever. So let me know if you guys are interested in that. Another show that's coming out soon is Bridgerton season 3. Okay, Bridgerton, when it first came out, I waited like two or 3 months after it came out to watch season 1, and I thought it was good. And it wasn't anything like crazy at the time for me. And then recently, I watched season 2, and I started in season 2. I was like, oh, I actually do really like this. I rewatched season 1, and then I watched season 2. I was like, oh, I actually do like this. And then I started Good Charlotte. I didn't continue and finish Good Charlotte because I knew I had to wait for season 3. So I was like, I'm gonna wait and I'm gonna give it some time so that I can occupy myself with Queen Charlotte while I wait for the season to come out. So season 3, the first part of it comes out May 16th. The second part comes out June 13th, okay? Why do we have to wait that long in between stuff? Why do we have to wait that long in between stuff to get the next one? Like, I get it, they want you to, like, talk about it, but, like, so annoying. It's so annoying. It almost makes me not want to watch it. Hey, if you want me to be there for the, premiere of a show, put it all, tell me that you're uploading it all at one time, and then I will sit there and I will binge watch it all. Don't make us wait for it. That's gonna make me not want to watch it then and wait till it all comes out and watch it then. You know what I mean? Because, like, I'm so impatient when it comes to stuff like that. Like, I don't like reading book series that the whole series isn't out yet. I don't like starting a show that's not finished. I don't like starting a movie series that all of the movies hasn't come out yet. I do not like it. Like, literally, my brother, he watches The Masked Singer. I don't watch it. It's sometimes on when I'm in the room, though. And even though I've never seen any of the other episodes, that episode, I look up every person and I'm like trying to figure out who it is because I'm impatient and I need to know. I'm so impatient. It is insane. So it's gonna annoy me having to wait for that. But I am excited because it is Penelope and Colin. Penelope is a big girl. She's not that big, but she's bigger. And so I'm excited because she's gonna be the main girl. She gets the romance. So excited. And Colin, he kind of has been doing our dirty the past 2 seasons. And so it's like she finally is gonna get her moment. One thing I am happy about now, I haven't seen the show yet, but from the trailer, I am happy that once he finally falls for her, she doesn't immediately like forgive everything and say, yes, finally, yes, I'll take you. No, she sticks to what she believes and she's like, you know what? No, you did me dirty. And she tells that man, I know what you did. You did me dirty. And she doesn't back down and she's like, no. Like, if I liked a guy for that long, even if he did this stuff that's a little bit bad, and then a little bit later, he's like, I like you back. I would forget everything and be like, oh, you like me back? Finally, yay! You went to propose? Like, come on. She, power to her. Like, what? So yeah, I'm excited to get them two together. Bridgerton, one thing they do is they're like, what's it called? They're like press and everything. They get them two actors cuddled up all with each other and they play the role. And like, it's because they want you to feel that chemistry. And boy, did we feel it. These two, especially season 3, y'all need to chill out. That is one of the things that like it's it's good because it makes you believe in their chemistry, but it's also a little bit weird because I know they're not being true and it's probably fake. And like, if they're single, whatever, it doesn't matter. But if they're in a relationship, it's kind of weird. Like, this is a good, okay. It's a good thing to go off on, okay? So, Sydney Sweeney and Gwen Powell are a good example to me. Now, if you guys don't, um, side with me, I don't know. If you guys don't agree with me, that's okay. I think it's weird. They had that movie together. I think it's weird how much they enjoy the fact that people think they are actually dating in real life. Because Sydney Sweeney is fully engaged. I don't know his relationship status. I don't care to look. But it's so weird because everyone's like, they totally did it and all this stuff. And it's like, if I was in a relationship and people were saying that about me with another person I was acting with, I definitely would like, no, those rumors aren't true. But she plays into it hardcore. She's even made jokes about it on SNL, and I think it's weird. I think it's weird, and that's why I'm not even lying. I've never watched a single thing she's been in because of it. Because I didn't watch Euphoria, and I refused to go see the movie whenever it came out because I was like, no, thank you. I think it's weird. No, it's weird. It's weird to me. If it's not weird to you, that's fine. But it's weird to me, so I didn't go see her. But I have thought about watching Euphoria though. I don't know. The reason why I never watched Euphoria is because what was it in episode 1, I think? They had like a Larry thing and I was like, ew, that and not ew that it was Larry, it was ew that they put this in there. Like I- if you're a One Direction fan, you know that Larry is like a sensitive topic. Now if I sit here and say that I believe in Larry, I will get hate. Okay? I believed in Larry at a point. Okay? I believed that maybe they dated at one point. Do I believe that they're still dating now? No. Do I believe that his baby's fake? No. I don't believe. Do I believe they dated the whole time? No. I believe something at some point happened between them two. That is what I believe, okay? But I also know that fans have taken it to such an extreme that is like they are creeped out by it. Like they Louis even said I think recently like how he doesn't like that it's all conspired into this huge thing and all that. And so I just thought it was weird. And I know Euphoria was like years ago, but I thought it was gross of them to put this in there, bringing more attention to this thing whenever they've said in interviews plenty of times that they don't like when people mention it and don't like when people bring it up. I don't know. I don't know if that makes any sense at all or if I'm just dumb, but I just thought it was gross and I thought it was weird and it was just them sexualizing these two celebrities on a TV show that millions of people watched. I just thought it was weird. And maybe it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't. I just never watched it because of that. But I have thought about watching it because so many people reference Euphoria. It is insane. You go on TikTok every day and there's a Euphoria reference somewhere, I swear. So I thought about watching it so I know all that stuff. And I might because like you stupid Ruben, what's this? Ruben, what's this? Is this play about us? Like all of that. Like I know it's gonna give me the drama I need. I love shows with a lot of drama. I love shows with a lot of drama. So I know it's gonna give me that, but I'm so late to the game. Is it even worth it? But Zendaya. Zendaya. Zendaya, I love you. Yeah. So I might watch it because of her. Also, I have started I put it in my vlog. By started, I mean I got 20 minutes into one of them. All the Spider-Mans. I watched the first 2 or 3 Spider-Mans, 2 maybe. When I talk Spider-Mans, I'm talking from the beginning. Like, it's first with that one dude. His name's Andrew Garfield, and then it's Zendaya's boyfriend, whatever his name is, Tom Holland. That's what it is. So I started watching. I watched I think the first two ones, and I want to watch all of them, and I want to watch all the Spider-Verse stuff, and I want to know because I know so many people, specifically gay autistic people, love Spider-Man. They go crazy over it. And like there has to be a reason. I'm a firm believer that there is a reason for it. Like if something's that popular, it's that popular for a reason. So like I need to give it a chance. Like I said with Star Wars. Okay, I started watching Star Wars because of Hayden. I mentioned all this in the podcast. I'm not gonna go into it. Okay, not gonna go into all that. But I was a hater, and now I kind of like Star Wars. And speaking of that, I said I was watching Clone Wars, and I think I want to skip it because I don't know how important it is, and I think I'm gonna go straight to watching the original movies, and then I'll go back and watch it all in order, including the Clone Wars, because I haven't watched originals in so long, like actually wanting to pay attention to it. So I want to do it and give it a chance. And I'm tired of waiting to get to them because I want to see Daddy Darth Vader. No, I shouldn't have said that. I want to see Darth Vader in action. Darth Vader's sexy, guys. Get with the program. Darth Vader is hot, okay? And I'm tired of hiding my truth, okay? He's hot. So I'm gonna get to the ones with him in it. Cause, I wanna see it. I wanna see him in action. So I think I'm gonna skip Clone Wars and go to that for now. Um, what was I even talking about when I went on this? Y'all have ADHD, so if I ever skip a topic after starting it, that's why. But I I believe in giving things a second chance. Show or giving them a chance in general. So I want to watch all the Spider-Mans to give that a chance because so many people like it. And I also, Marvel, I've seen most Marvel movies, but not all of them. So I do want to give those a chance as well because I want to learn all that stuff. So many people love it. I'm trying to think of other ones that like so many people love and I just never gave it a chance. I can't really think of any. I'm sure there are some. Like those TV shows, like Game of Thrones, not gonna watch it, it's weird. Like, what's the other one? I tried watching Supernatural. I think I got almost one season in. And I think it's one of the shows where if you watched it from the beginning, like when it was airing, it's one of your favorite shows. But if you watch it now without ever seeing it, it's like, oh, this is bad. Like, it's like a Teen Wolf. Like, I watched Teen Wolf. I was kind of late to the game, so I guess it's kind of not like Teen Wolf. But I started watching Teen Wolf right before the last season came out. So I watched the last season live, like as it came out, each episode. So I now look back at all the old ones and I'm like, oh my god, that was so bad. That was so bad. But I still love them because like it's so like iconic and nostalgic to me. And I feel like that's like a supernatural thing. Okay? So maybe I'll give that another chance. I did try to also watch The Walking Dead, and I think that's another example of that. I think I watched the first episode of The Walking Dead. I just don't think zombies are my vibe. I don't know. Guys, give me show recommendations. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna be honest, if I don't want to watch it, I'm not gonna watch it. And if you ask me my opinion on it, and I've already seen it and I don't like it, I will tell you. I will tell you. You guys know me, I'm honest. If I think a show's stupid, I'm gonna tell you I think it's stupid. I'm sorry. If you guys don't want to hear that, don't ask for my opinion. It's my opinion. Does anyone remember that one? Oh my gosh. I think I need to go soon because I am. My brain is foggy, okay? I want to speak a little bit about my weekend. Actually, before I do that, I don't think I mentioned it. Um, I recorded this whole thing already. Yep. Seth, you're watching? You noticed already? I recorded this whole podcast, and not like word for word. Obviously, I don't write this all down, but most of the same topics and everything. And the microphone was messed up. So if it's messed up in this one, you guys are just gonna have to deal with it. I might not post this at all. Who knows? But the whole thing was messed up, so I had to redo it. So here we are now. So yeah. So I'm gonna tell you. This weekend, today, it is 11:12 a.m. by the way, on Saturday, April 27th. I like to put that in my podcast if I remember, so that you guys know how long ago this was filmed. This should be posted tomorrow. So you guys, it's recent. I don't want you guys to see it way too long later like I used to do. Like even the week vlog is I feel like I posted way too late, but that's how it works. I post the week vlog the day after the week ends. Anyway, going off on that, going back to what I was thinking of. Okay, today, noon, literally, I think I have to leave in an hour, so that's fun. My brother has recently been getting into cooking recently, so obviously he's cooked before, and he's grilled occasionally, but like now he's really getting into it. Like he has a grill, smoker. I think he got a pizza oven from his old job for free. He like won it or something. So he's been doing all that stuff. He's been buying like um little cooking utensils, and they're not utensils, they're like oven parts and stuff like I don't know. Men stuff. And then like spices and all that stuff. He's bought so much cooking stuff. It is insane. Anyway, but because he's been doing all that, his friend or someone is letting him. They own like a taco truck something. So like there's like this taco fest happening, and his friend is letting him take over their like place for today and make his whole menu and make all the food. So we're going to that today. He's making like chicken tacos with like mango salsa and chips. And we're going to that again, like I said, in like an hour. So I'm excited to try his food. I'm a little bit nervous. I'm not nervous because I think it's gonna be bad. I'm nervous because I am a little bit picky. So like I don't want to be like mean about it if I don't like it, but I'm I don't want to lie to him. You know? Like I want to be honest so he like I think critiques are good. You know what I mean? Like obviously I'm not gonna be mean about it. No. But I am excited to try it. So we're doing that. Um, it's gonna be hot. We're going at like the peak of it. The high today, I'm gonna check again before I say this. It's pretty sure it's 83. Let's see. Okay, right now it's 76. The high today is 81. It's not as high as I thought it was. And then tomorrow it's around the same. So we're gonna be really hot. Because it's like a outside inside thing, whatever. And then tomorrow I'm going to this like flower path. I don't know if it's also butterfly stuff, but I'm going to this path with my grandpa and my mom. It's actually like a bucket list thing for my grandpa. So I'm excited to do that because he's excited for it. So I think it's gonna be fun. Again, it's gonna be hot. One problem I'm a little bit nervous about is it's flowers. Flowers equals bees and wasps. And if you guys don't know, I have a huge fear of anything that flies and stings or bites because I said it in one of these podcasts. I think it was podcast episode 2 or 3, 3, 3 with my sister. I don't know. It's one of these podcasts. I was attacked by bees when I was like 12 or 13 something, and they were ground bees, and they went on my clothes and they stung me multiple times. So now I have like a fear. Like before it was like, oh, don't come near me, but like now it's like a fear, like genuinely, of anything like in that range. So I'm scared. This is why summer I love, but I hate summer because this is when all the wasps and all the bees come out, and I'm scared of them. So I'm hoping it's not gonna be like that there, which it probably will because it is flowers everywhere. So pray for me. But yeah, today we have the taco. Tomorrow we have the little flower path. It should be fun. I'm hoping I should be going driving today or tomorrow. I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna go do that because my mom has a headache today. I feel bad because we're going to this stuff and everything. She has a really bad headache. She's had it all morning. So hopefully that gets better. And I don't know if we're gonna go driving because of that. But who knows if I do go driving. I'm sure I'll talk about it in the next podcast. But I think that's really all. Oh wait, before I do go, songs of this week. I haven't been listening to many songs. Obviously the big obvious ones are My Tears Ricochet, um, Illicit Affairs, and Tolerated by Taylor Swift. Those are the obvious. Almost every week I listen to those like multiple times a week, okay? And then Feather by Sabrina Carpenter has been on the radio when I've been listening to it at work so many times. So it's been stuck in my head. So I guess I'm gonna say Feather by Sabrina Carpenter is also a song of the week. And then I think last week I said Right Where You Left Me, right? I think that might be my only songs of the week. I haven't been listening to music an insane amount. I did watch the Eras Tour movie, like a part of it, the other night. That was fun. Um, but yeah, I don't think I really have any songs that are like my definite songs of the week because I just haven't been listening to music that much. I've also been back to what I've been watching. I've been watching Grey's Anatomy as I go to bed every night. And I forgot the simple cut that out. I forgot the simple joy of listening to a TV show as you fall asleep. Love it. So I've been doing that recently. Um, I've been also watching. I'm still watching the Sterniola triplets, and I haven't been watching that much YouTube. Now, one thing I do want to talk about, it's kind of funny, this whole Brittany Broski, because I watch Brittany Broski, and I've been saying I also watch canceled podcasts, and so it's funny that they have like a thing going on right now. I think it is the dumbest drama ever. Like, okay, Brittany Broski was messaged by Tana to be on Tana and Brooke's podcast, but canceled. So Tana reached out, was like, "Hey, do you want to be on canceled?" And Brittany basically was like, "Hey, no," and she like didn't want to be associated with people like that or whatever. And so Tana obviously talked about it like on a podcast. It's called Cancer Podcast to talk about everything that happens in her life. And so everyone's like, I can't believe Brittany would do that. That's so not cool. And I'm like, if Brittany doesn't want to be on a podcast, she doesn't have to be. If Brittany doesn't want to be around someone, she doesn't have to be. Just the same as if Tana wants to talk about the way you responded to something, she should. That's literally her podcast. Like, that's the whole point of the podcast. She talks about all the stuff that's happening, all the drama. Of course she's gonna talk about the text you sent her. It's like what Taylor Swift says, if you don't want a song written about you, don't do something that makes me write a song about you. I don't know if that's the exact quote. Obviously it's not. She says something along those lines. It's like, these two girls, their whole entire thing is getting on a podcast and talking about the way this person treated them, the way this person texted them, the way this guy did them dirty. Like, it is, or like things they saw that happen. It is the whole point of the podcast. They talk about anything and everything on that podcast. Of course, they're going to talk about the text Brittany said, because that's like another thing. People are like, Tana shouldn't have said that Brittany did that. That's like private. I'm like, come on, guys. Be for real. Be for real right now, please. Like, obviously, she's going to talk about it, whatever. But, don't know, I talked about all that. But yeah, and then Brittany, literally, this past week, I've seen like 4 podcasts of her. It is so funny to me, even more than 4, I think. And it's so funny to me because that just came out that happened, and now she's on all these podcasts, and it's funny. I think both sides are valid, and I think it's dumb that people are trying to cancel Brittany over this. Like, be for real. Get off the internet for like 5 minutes, please. Anyway, I think that's really all I have to talk about. I probably should go off before I go off. I should go off before I go off. Anyway, I think I should get off before I rant about too much stuff and before my loopy brain gets a little bit confused and I start fumbling over my words even more. Okay? As always, make sure to treat yourself with kindness and treat other people with kindness and go hug. Ooh, what should you hug? I'm gonna say go hug a skunk today because I've seen the same skunk every past 3 days, and I think that's a sign. I think it is a sign to you guys to go hug a skunk, and if you get sprayed, go get some perfume or something. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. As always, feel free to comment whatever you want down below. I love you guys so much. Okay, bye.